Welcome back to another episode of Watch Therapy. Ooh, what do you think of this? Have you ever heard of a Vulcain watch? Let's take a moment to connect. This is limited edition, and in some ways, I would say Vulcain is limited editions. All of them are, because most people have not heard of this watch that's been around since 1848. How can that be? How could you be around that long and not many people have heard of you? I'm probably sure some watch enthusiasts more likely to have heard of them, but the average Joe learning about watches, or people who are savvy like you viewers, have you ever heard of this watch brand? It's a Swiss brand, and I've reviewed one other. They have one called the Cricket, and that was the world's first internal alarm, the mechanical watch. This one is also mechanical in the sense that it is not an automatic. It is hand wound. It's pretty tight right there. I love the finishing. I love a lot of things. I haven't had a lot of time with it. Just got it. It's for sale at Tick Tock shop. I'll put a link in the description. Jonathan and Philip and the boys there will take care of you. But they are one of the few, if only, definitely the only one in Colorado, or maybe the Mountain West, that carries this brand. They just started, and I really like it. I love the salmon dial. I love little touches, like just that little, some of the finishing, like right there. I like it on the lug ends. I love this integrated strap. Very comfortable. Chronograph. I dare say it reminds me a little of a Rolex Daytona. Just a little. I mean, work with me on that. But I think it's super good looking. I'm also surprised too. This one has a 39.7 millimeter dial. I feel like it wears bigger. Know that. And I think these lug ends are very long. I talk about that quite often. That even if the dial is narrow, if these end to ends here are wider, well, geez, that's something to consider for a larger wrist, right? Look at that measurement too. Has some vertical brushing as well. I think this bezel is the first thing, besides the dial, of course, which is stellar, way better in person. Caught my eye, just that polished ceramic bezel. Like I said, it is limited, and I apologize. I don't know to how many pieces exactly. And kind of throw it on my wrist real quick, and I'll tell you, it looks awesome. I'm trying to think of a way I can afford this thing. Speaking of which, speaking of affording, there's the price, $28.50, limited. Maybe that's a little bit of why, but you got an idea. I think from a small Swiss brand, they're punching way above their weight. I mean, this watch is like better than 10 other watches, you know. I love that case design. Again, that integrated strap. It just works. These pushers are not pushing into my skin. It's got a nice solid detent when you start this off. Maybe you heard that. Let's see the chronograph function. Very nice. Looks like the chronograph right on the end of that seconds counter. Can you see it? Is it coming out? There's a little white or black. Maybe it's a bent tip. Maybe that's what I'm seeing there. But it's super nice. Reset it. It does, I was surprised to read, but not totally because it's a Swiss brand. It has a Swiss ETA and ETA movement, 7753. It's a reference number on that. I think really what you're buying is really a piece of horological history. How many other watch brands have been around since 1848? I think this is what Jonathan told me, is the company's really trying to revitalize, get their name back out there, and I can see why. Beautiful sapphire crystal there, running at 28,800 vibrations. So tell me what you think. Do you have an opinion? Do you think, oh, it's nice? Well, I say give them a try. Try to find somebody where you live. If it's outside of Colorado, if it's Colorado, I say Tick Tock shop in Colorado Springs. But find somebody who carries these watches. I think you're going to be really impressed. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for using a little of your most precious time on me. I'll say it backwards this time, which is your most important commodity. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.